lecture and welcome to the state level lecture. Myself Shilpa Chhatravan from Vikroli Parkside, MPS.
Ma'am, wait a minute.
Okay. Myself Shilpa Chhatravan from Vikroli Parkside. A warm welcome to all of you. Okay, today we are going to learn the lesson towards green energy. So what is the green energy and how does it affect us in our day-to-day life that we are going to study today? So students, in this lesson, we are going to study about uses of various energy sources, generation of electrical energy, process of generation of electricity, and the environment. So among these, today we are going to study these contents regarding to our lesson. Just we are seeing about the introduction about the topic, and then we are going to study about the energy, what is energy and the types of energy. We will discuss about the various types of energy and the generation of electrical energy. So already you have learned the basic concepts of energy. So students, what is energy? Can anyone tell? Can anyone share with me what is energy? You have learned in your previous classes. Is there anyone? Okay.
Unmute yourself, beta, and say the answer. Sohil. No one can, ma'am.
Okay. Just have a look. We will revise some basic things which we have studied in our previous classes. Okay. What is energy? Energy is the capacity to do work. Look in this picture. What do you see? Whenever we get tired, we feel hungry, isn't it? So we feel that there is no energy left in our body and we feel hungry. Then what we do? We intake food or we drink some fruit juices to retain our energy, isn't it? And when our body gets energy with the help of the food we take or the juice we drink, we feel better and do our work properly or go to play or do our work, isn't it? So whatever work we do, it needs energy to do that particular type of work. So this was what I asked you. This was the basic thing. What is energy? Energy is the capacity to do work. Now let's see another example. Now here, see in this example, what do you see? There is a nail and we need to hammer it. And to hammer the nail, what our body needs? The body needs the energy. And look at this second picture. What do you see? There is a drilling machine which works when it is given some energy. So from what we come to know from these two examples, from walking, jumping, playing, hammering, drilling, we all need energy to do it. Just think about from morning till night, we do many activities. Whatever you do, from waking up, you brush your teeth, you bath, you walk, you play, and do exercise. So all these activities need energy, isn't it? So in our today's life, energy has become a primary need along with food, cloth, and shelter. So we say that what are the primary needs of our living, means what are the basic things which we need for a good life, that are food, clothing, and shelter. So of what energy I am talking to you is the energy seen in various types. As this is the priority of each person, food, shelter, and clothing is very important. But today, energy is also becoming the necessity of a good life. Okay. So whatever I am speaking about, I am talking to you in is the energy seen in various forms like mechanical energy, chemical energy, sound energy, light energy, electrical energy, and nuclear energy. So what is mechanical energy? The energy in this picture, see here. What you see, mechanical energy is the energy which is used by a machine. It means a machine is used to do the work. Here in dam, a machine is used to draw the water from canal. So this is the mechanical energy. Now in the next example, see here, what is the what you are going to see here. Here the wood is burning and the pot is getting hot. So what happens here? The chemical energy in the wood, after burning, it turns into heat energy. So here it transforms into chemical energy. In the next example, we see that there is a show which is seen in the television. So what happens here? The electrical energy transforms into sound energy. That is the same example for light energy also. And in the example of this electrical energy, the electricity, when we switch on the when we switch on the button, what happens? The bulb gets lighted. Okay, so this is the same example for nuclear energy also. When uranium 235 is bombarded with a neutron, it splits and heat is released from it. So we will study in detail about this energy in our next session. But now, students, these were the forms of energy we have seen in our previous standards. Now, in our day-to-day life, we come across many electrical appliances. Look here, in this picture, what you are going to see: an electric bulb, microphone, washing machine, heater, solar cell, and gas stove. Okay, why do we use these electrical appliances? Because these electrical appliances make us and by using them, we get convenient about them, because for our convenience we use these appliances. So why do we use an electric bulb? To light our room. Why do we use a microphone? Because we use microphone. Where do we use? We use microphone in our schools for making announcements while prayer and while sports and annual functions. Okay, that time we use microphone. And why do we use washing machine? Because it washes our clothes and reduces our energy. So why do we use heater? Where there is a very winter is very severe, there in that reasons heater is used. Like in Kashmir, where there is a snowfall, we use the heater, because to keep ourselves warm we need heat to be there. Okay, so solar cell, the example of solar cell, is to do today we use hot water. There so many houses have solar cells kept on their rooftop. So why do they use that? Because to get hot water or to get electricity also solar cells are used. So we all of our means everyone in our neighbors, uh, everyone uses gas stove. Today is the basic need of every house. So what happens? These are the convenient electrical appliances which reduces our energy and time. Now, in all above examples, what we see that while lighting a bulb, electrical energy is converted into light energy. See here, when we switch on, the electrical energy transforms into light energy. Then in the example of microphone, what happens? Sound energy is converted into electrical energy. And in the example of washing machine, electrical energy is converted into mechanical energy. Now, in this example of heater, electrical energy is converted into heat energy. In the solar cell, solar energy is converted into electrical energy. And in the gas stove, chemical energy is converted into heat energy. So by all these examples, what we come to know, what are the forms of energy? These are the main forms of energy. Mechanical energy, chemical energy, sound energy, light energy, solar energy, and nuclear energy. So students, as we have studied that energy can neither be created nor be destroyed, but can be converted from one form to another. By seeing all these examples, we can see that energy transforms its forms by converting itself. Okay. Previously in your classes, we have learned about various sources that are now used for the generation of electrical energy. So in this lesson, what we are going to study? We are going to study the methods that are used to generate electrical energy and the scientific principles that are used there, the advantages and disadvantages of these methods. So okay, so just we have introduced our topic up till now. Now just we will see our next slide. So where do we use electrical energy in our day-to-day life? You all know that we use many appliances in our daily use. Okay, every house has bulb, fan, mixer, refrigerator, blender, oven, iron. All these are the electrical energy appliances used by us. Okay, look at the picture and you will know that we consume so much electrical energy in our daily life. So why do we use them? Because they are used to reduce our stress of consuming energy. And if I ask you that on what energy they work, can anyone tell? On what energy are all these appliances that we use here? Can anyone tell me the answer? On which energy? Can anyone tell me on which energy all these appliances work? Anybody? No one? So, okay. So probably your answer will be that they work on electricity. So the main source of these all appliances is electricity. So, so students, do you know how this electricity is produced? Come, let us see how electricity is produced. This was in your previous standards, 9th standard book. You have studied about the electrical energy, how it is produced, how electromagnetic induction is there, and it was taught in the previous classes. So for that, we have to go in the past. So are you familiar with this scientist? Look here. He is the scientist. His name is Michael Faraday. What he have done? He has invented first about electric power plants. Now, most of the electric power plants are based on the principle of electromagnetic induction invented by him. So let us have some information about him. He was born in a very poor family on 22nd September 1791 and died on 25th August 1867. Previously, we have seen about him in the class of 9th standard. According to his principle, whenever magnetic field around a conductor changes, a potential difference is generated across the conductor. So this was the principle which he introduced to all of the he invented this principle by himself, and this was useful to create electricity. So what was his principle? His principle was, as a magnet rotates, it creates a magnetic field around a conductor and changes the potential difference generated across the conductor. So what he did, that he rotated a magnet. As the magnet has magnetic field around it, due to that magnetic field, the coil gets a potential difference and electricity is generated across the conductor. This was his basic principle for electric generator. So the field around a conductor can be changed in two ways. So what were the two ways? If a conductor is stationary, means in this example, this magnet is stationary. Magnet is stationary and the conductor is moving. And in the first example, what we see, a conductor is stationary and magnet is rotating. So the field around the conductor changes due to change in the magnetic field. Thus, in both the cases, a potential difference is created across the conductor. The electrical power generating machine based on this principle is called electric generator. So let us have a look on our next slide now. Now, how is electricity generated? Look at this picture. The magnets are around the coil. So have a look at this. See, here is the copper wire and here is the magnet. So what happens when the coil gets rotated? The magnetic field around the magnet and the copper coil both they generate electricity. So when will this coil rotate? When turbine rotates, the coil moves, and when the turbine rotates, then only the copper wire rotates. So this is the basic principle of power plants. So here you see that there is a turbine which is rotating. It is joined by a shaft to the copper wire, and while rotating the turbine, the copper wire coil is also rotating, and due to that electricity is produced. So this basic concept is used in large generators and is used in commercial power generation plants. So turbine is used to rotate the magnet in the generator. This is the basic concept of every power plant based on electricity. So what is a turbine? Now we will see about it. Now turbine is a machine like it has blades and a wheel shaft which is joined to the magnet. Now how does it work? Now when a flow of liquid or gas is directed on the blades of turbine, it rotates because of the kinetic energy of the flow. Now this is connected to an electric generator, and thus the magnet is in the electric generator starts rotating and electric energy is produced. So here there is a turbine, here is a generator. They are joined with each other. When the turbine rotates, the generator generates the electricity. Now thus the magnet in electric generator starts rotating and electric energy is produced here. So this method of electric energy generation can be represented as below. So look at the flow chart here. This is the basic concept of generation of electrical energy. Now thus to generate electricity, look here that electricity is based on this principle of electromagnetic induction. We need a generator. First, what we will see from the back side. Electrical energy needs a generator. Now to rotate the generator, we need a turbine. And to rotate the turbine or to drive the turbine, we need an energy source. So these are the basic concepts for the electrical energy generation, based on which type of energy source is to rotate the turbine. There are different types of power generating stations. The design of the turbine used in different types of power station is also different. Now let us discuss about the proper energy sources mentioned here. Now which energy source is used and what are its types? So in the previous standards, we have learned about the sources of energy. What are they? There are two types of energy sources. First one is the conventional energy source. Second one is the non-conventional energy source. So what is conventional energy source? Conventional energy source is the energy source which are used from ancient time and uses fossil fuel for generation are called as conventional energy source. So what are these one conventional? Ancient times means from so many years we are using these energy sources. So how are they? They are exhaustible, means they are in a limited the limited sources are available of these sources. Okay, these are exhaustible and depleting every day, so they are becoming extinct after some years. If they become extinct, we can't use these energy sources. So these are coal. Means coal, if it gets exhausted, then we can't create the coal again, because these are the resources which are stored in the earth's crust from thousands of years. Petroleum, today we use petrol for every vehicle. We use petrol. In the gas cylinder, we use natural gas, which is taken out from the oceans. So these are the energy sources which will exhaust after some days, and in the future we can't use these resources. So it is necessary to conserve these sources. These are the conventional energy sources which are used from many years, or many from many time we are using them, and they are been exhausted in the future, because they are used very much in these days. Okay, so what are, now next we will see what are non-conventional energy sources. So non-conventional energy source is the energy source which are renewable or unexhaustible, called as non-conventional energy sources. So which are these non-conventional energy sources? That are the solar energy, wind energy. These are the examples of non-conventional energy sources. We get heat from the sun, and we can get wind. It is unlimited. So these are inexhaustible. So these are the non-conventional energy sources which we can use in when there is an means if conventional sources get exhausted, we can use these non-conventional energy sources. So what is the difference between conventional and non-conventional energy sources? So first of all, we will see the difference. Conventional energy source have been in use for a long time. So they are used from a very long time, and they can exhaust anytime. So the non-conventional sources are yet in development over the past few years. Scientists are making development in the non-conventional energy sources about how to use them. Hmm. Okay, so next one is next point is conventional energy sources are exhaustible except water. Means if we use them, they can be finished in the future. But non-conventional energy sources are inexhaustible. They don't get exhausted in the future also. Now next point is, for an conventional energy source, they are expensive to be maintained, stored, and transmitted. They means to dig a coal mine, we require manpower, machines, and so many expenses are for that regarding that conventional energy sources. Then that coal is to be stored, then it is to be transmitted from place to place. So this is a expensive conventional means it is a expensive energy resource. But what is non-conventional energy source? It is less expensive. It doesn't need means it doesn't need any manpower. It doesn't need storage, or it doesn't need transmission. It is less expensive, and it can be once if you means it is energy source. If you invest in it, you can get means it you get in the future you get the much energy than your investment, means it is very less expensive. Now in conventional energy source, you will see that it causes pollution. You see, when we burn a coal, it creates smoke around its environment. So this causes pollution. When vehicles are started, the carbon monoxide is means released in the air. So this causes pollution. But the non-conventional energy source, they are pollution free. They don't create any pollution. So next point is conventional energy source meet a major portion of our requirements. They are much more used in our daily life, or we use it in the major portion. But non-conventional energy sources, they don't meet our requirements and they are used on a limited scale. So many people, they don't use these energy sources because they think that it is expensive, but it is not much expensive. So these are the differences between conventional and non-conventional energy sources. So what are the examples of conventional and non-conventional energy sources? So these are the conventional energy sources. The examples are wood, coal, petroleum, and natural gas. So we get wood from forest. As there are limited forests on the earth, it will get exhausted. As mankind is cutting forests, wood is also limited. If there are forests, then only we will get wood. But nowadays, forests are cut to build big malls, buildings. So wood is also exhaustible. Now coal is present in the earth's crust and it is also limited and cannot be reused in future. If it exhausts, we can't create coal because it requires thousands of years to make a layer of coal. So petrol, so same condition of petrol is also limited. Once it exhausts, it is not to be created by anyone. These are the natural resources. So same thing for the natural gas. If these conventional energy sources are used many times, then in future we cannot create them as they are in the earth's crust naturally present. Thousands of years are required for these things to be created in the earth's crust. So but apart from that, non-conventional energy source like solar power, it requires sun, and sun is present from millions of years and we get heat from it, and we will get heat in the future also. So it is a non-conventional, means it does not exhaust in the future also. Same with the wind is also present and we will get in future also. Okay, water, that is hydro energy, nuclear energy, and tidal energy. These are the sources which are inexhaustible and are pollution free. Okay, these are the examples of conventional and non-conventional energy sources. Now just now we saw about the examples. So let's have a look. These are the examples of conventional energy source: coal, petroleum, natural gas, wood is also there. And non-conventional energy source: solar energy, tidal energy, wind energy, geothermal energy, nuclear fusion energy, and biomass energy. So So just let's have a little bit assignment, students. So have you understood the lesson? So let's have some assignment. So what is energy? What is energy? Energy is required for doing any sort of work, or energy is the capacity to do work. So what are the types of energy we have seen? That are types of energy are mechanical energy, chemical energy, sound energy, light energy, electrical energy, and nuclear energy. So next question is, who invented electromagnetic induction? So the answer is Michael Faraday invented the electromagnetic induction. So make a list of electrical appliances in our daily use. Can you tell me the electrical appliances which you use daily? Can anyone? So we use from morning to till night, we use so many appliances like fan, tube, mixer, again iron. Hello, anyone is answering? Hello.
Unmute yourself, beta. Say the answer.
Okay. Now let's continue. So what differentiate between conventional and non-conventional energy sources? So we have seen it.
Subhanshu Yadav. Say the answer, beta. Ma'am,
Okay.
find up the lecture.
Yes, ma'am. Just 1 minute.
Okay, okay.
Okay. The last question, I will complete it. Draw a flow chart of generation of electrical energy. We have seen the flow chart, and you have to draw it. So please complete this assignment given to you. Have a screenshot of this assignment and send on you means Zoom in the chat box. Okay. Very much thank you to all of you present in the lecture, and thank you, Varsha ma'am. Okay.